Okay, so now let's, this one is the non-SAP structure. Now we will look into the SAP structure, how this thing will look inside the SAP organization structure. Okay, this is a non-SAP organization, nor SAP organization structure, or how this will, like normally they have some department or they have some storages and they have some store or everything, they will be having it under the non-SAP system. Now whenever you are going to transform this organization structure into SAP organization structure, how we need to configure it. Okay, so first let's say there will be a company or group of company will be there. Normally when we see let's say enterprise means a big conglomerate, or they are let's say big companies are there, business units are there, where they are having different kind of businesses inside one company. Okay, so let's take an example. So first one is, whenever you are saying a company, we call it in SAP, the first thing we'll call it a company. Okay, same as of, okay, same as of normal, we will call it a company. So this is normally a business unit, means this will be having all the business type over here. So this is the main company. Okay, this is the main company. So here let's say you'll be having Tata Motors, Tata Steel and Tata TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. So these are having different business models, right? So Tata Steel is having a different manufacturing process, Tata Motors is having a different manufacturing process, TCS having a different manufacturing process. So there might be different things will be like, any kind of like accounting entries will be there, like how they are going to pay the charges or paying the bills, or everything will be different. Like they are not manufacturing anything. Okay, but here they are manufacturing something. For that they need some raw material, they need some ores, they need some different kind of thing. So every business unit have their own working structure and they are different from each other. So we call it, when the business unit or functionality is different, we call it a, let's say you call it a business unit in the normal organization structure, we call it as a company code. Okay, company code. So in SAP, from this organization structure or from this step, it is important for us. Company is nothing but, you can simply you can maintain as a client or anything, that will not having any effect on the, like this is not very much of important in SAP. Normally we need to configure something, means company we need to configure, but that is not kind of like important aspect of thing what we need to configure. Okay, but for SAP organization structure, we will be starting the organization structure from the company code. So this is basically, if we say like top organization structure for SAP, company code will be the top organization structure. Okay, so let's say this is having company code, one company code is there, second company code is there, third company code is there. Okay, so let's say this is your Tata Motors, this is your Tata Steel, and this is your TCS. So basically company code in SAP, it is a 4-digit alphanumerical code. So you can either take some numbers or you can take some letters or you can take a combination of letter and numbers. But maximum it will allow you 4-digit number. Okay, whatever you can take as a company code, but it will allow you till 4 numbers. In company, it will allow you till 6 letters. 6 letters, that is alphanumeric also. You can take as a number also. You can take as a letter also. You can take a combination of letter and numbers also. Okay, so company code is a 4-digit letter where we will start our activity. So these company code will be having all the accounting entries, like whatever relevant to your, let's say, um, financing side, everything will be maintained inside this company code. Okay, all the financing entries. So if you are tracing some finance report, if you are taking some let's say some audits or anything, you will be performing in the company code level. Okay, So this is a basically this is a financial entity or financial anything. It is like done in the financing side. Those kind of things will be stored in the company code label. Okay. When we will be moving forward to our course content, then you can be able to like distinguish between those all kind of things. But right now you can see, so all the accounting entries or any kind of financial um, uh, activity or financial entries are there, those are all will be stored in the company code level. Let's say we are having some GL accounts, or we are having some let's say chart of accounts or anything, we will be store it inside the company code level. Okay, so this is a company code, this come to a company code. Now let's say here we have a Tata Motors, we have seen there will be a some manufacturing units are there. Okay, so the manufacturing units we call it as a plant. Okay, plant 1, plant 2. So this is also whenever you are defining a plant, plant is also a 4-digit code. Okay, 4-digit code. It is also a alphanumeric code. You can take like a 4 letter also, 4 numbers also, or combination of letter and numbers also. So plant is also a 4-digit code. So here company code is a 4-digit code, plant is also a 4-digit code. Okay, so here you can maintain plants over there. So what will happen in the plants, like all the activities like day-to-day activity, whatever the things are there, like your manufacturing will be work, your selling, purchasing, everything will work on which place? On plants. Okay, inside the plant area there will be like you are having some let's say procurement activity, you are having some production activity, you are having some maintenance activity, or you are having some let's say selling activity. So all these kind of things will be done in a plant level. At the plant level all the activities will happen. So this is also 4-digit code. Okay, so now let's come to, after the plant we seen here there is a storage location. It is the same, it will be called in a plant, there will be some storage location. Okay, so let's say storage location slok1 and storage location 2. Okay, so here this is also a 4-digit code. Same alphanumeric can be happen, like you can take number, or you can take letters, or you can take a combination of both numbers and letter. These are also 4-digit. Okay, so this is also 4-digit and numerical, alphanumerical entries are there. So storage location is basically whenever you are having let's say some raw material store, or let's say some finished material store, then you can define something called as a storage location. Okay, then next comes to like you will be having purchase organization. So here we have purchasing department, we call it an SAP purchasing organization. Okay, so here we'll call it a storage, here we call it as a storage location. Okay, so here purchasing organization, so purchasing organization is again a 4-digit code. Okay, you can take numbers or letters or combination of both. Okay, so this is a purchase organization. So if this purchase organization is assigned to your plant, okay, so um so what you can do, either you can assign this purchase organization to the plant, or you can assign this purchase organization to the company code. Okay, there are two methods are there. Either you can assign it to the company code, or you can assign it to the plants. So if you are assigning the purchase organization to the plant, it will work as your standard purchase organization or normal purchase organization. Okay, so it will work as a normal purchase organization. So whenever you are going to create any POs or any kind of activities, so for those kind of activity you need to have a purchase organization assigned to the plant. Okay, this is a basic overall idea. I'm just giving you an overview of it. Whenever we are moving forward to the organization, like organization structure and the organization details, organization data, we're going to that. We will be having the total discussion, like what is the different kinds of purchasing organization, what is the storage location plans are there. We will be discussing on that. Okay, So basically, whenever this is assigned to your company code, to your plant, it will become as a normal purchase organization, which will be used while you are creating a purchase order. Okay. So if it is assigned to your company code, then whenever you are creating some contract, okay, some centrally agreed contract, if you are creating that, so you can assign it to the company code. That will be called as a central purchase organization. Okay, because it is working centrally, so that's why we call it as a central purchase organization. Okay, so this is basically our organization structure. Okay, let's now go to the, I hope this is like kind of mess, you are not able to get the proper idea from here, but basically this is the structure. So here you can see there is a organization structure in non-SAP. Okay, so let me just, okay, so here you can see there is a organization structure in non-SAP. So basically this is a Tata Group, means this is the main company, right? So here they are having two units. One business unit is Tata Steel, one is Tata Motors. Okay, so then your Tata Steel is having different manufacturing unit. Let's say one is in Tata Nagar, one is in Odisha, or Tata Motors, one is in West Bengal, one is in Gurgaon. Okay, so these are the different kinds of plants are there. So in each plant there will be some storage locations will be there. Okay, so every plants will be assigned to, or every plant will be having one purchase organization. Okay, okay, understood. So this is the basically organization structure will look like in non-SAP. Okay, so in SAP you can see the organization structure as a, first there will be a client. So inside that client you can have a company defined over here. Okay, so that will be again depending on your like if you need to have one company in one client, or you can have two three companies in one client also, that depends on your client business or client scenario. That is not an issue, but basically inside a client you will be having different company codes. Okay, so let's say the business unit, what is there, like your whatever company code we have seen, like your Tata Motors and Tata Steel, that will become as a company code inside a client. Okay, in that company code we will be having plant. So as I mentioned, like it will be a 4-digit code, so you can take it as a number, or you can take it as a letter, or you can take a combination of both. Okay, so that's why I have mentioned here, like company code is 1000, and this is company code is 2000, and this is the plant is inside the company code 1000, there will be a plant of 1100. Okay, and there will be a plant of 1200. Likewise, you can take any kind of nomenclature as you like. Okay, I'm just for your example purpose I'm giving you, like let's say inside the 2000 company code the plants will be starting with the number series 2. Okay, likewise you can do. Okay, so here same with the storage location, purchasing organization. Okay, so understood this till this one, or anyone having any doubt?
Sir, the plant is like where we manufacture the things in a company. Is it right?
Yes, right.
It's like a warehouse. Can we say it?
We can call it as a warehouse also. Let's say if you are having like you are not having any kind of manufacturing activity, you are just doing like storing something and selling from there also. So where you are doing the business activity from which location, that is called a plant. You can call a warehouse as a plant also. Okay, or you can call a manufacturing unit as a plant also.
Very fine. So it got it. No more stress.
Okay.
And within the plant, we have separate departments of sending, receiving, uh, making
Yes, you can have.
products in a warehouse, and then we can divide them like in a, this is storage location one section, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. For example,
Yes.
let's say uh, in a big company like a big Walmart store,
Mm-hmm.
we can divide the things into 5 categories: kitchen category, storage location 1; vegetable category, storage location 2; and wine category, storage location 3; and for the toys category, TV, electronics, we can divide it like 4 storage. Is
Yes,
it right?
perfect.
And then it comes
Yes, yes,
into
perfect.
a warehouse of everything with the section wise with one under plant, and then the company goes to Walmart. Is it right what I understood?
Yes, it's perfect. Okay, so now this is comes as a organization structure as a whole. Like in SAP, we are having this much of organization structure. Okay, if in your interview someone is asking you, like there are two types of organization structure. One is what is the organization structure in SAP and what is the organization structure in SAP MM. Okay, so if anyone is asking you what is a SAP organization structure, you need to start with client, company code and plant. Okay, sorry. So whenever someone is asking you what is the SAP organization structure, you need to say first is client. Client is the top organization level. Next one is company code. Next one is plant. So this is the organization structure we have in SAP. Okay, so if someone is asking you what is the organization structure in SAP MM, okay, so in MM we don't have client and company code. Our organization structure will start with purchase organization. Okay, purchasing is the top level. Okay, so purchasing organization is the top organization structure of SAP MM. Then under the purchasing organization, plant will become. Under the plant, storage location will be coming. So SAP MM organization structure means these three will be there. If anyone is asking you SAP organization structure and SAP MM organization structure, you need to be sure what they are asking and what you need to answer them. So if they are asking as a SAP organization structure, then this is a whole organization structure. You can tell like in SAP, we have client, we have company code, we have plant, that you can answer. This is a overall SAP organization structure. If someone is asking you about the SAP MM organization structure, so our SAP MM organization structure will start from purchasing organization, then plant, then storage location. So our top organization structure is purchase organization. Our least organization structure will be storage location. Okay, so in MM we will be having maximum data will be stored in the purchasing organization level. Some data will be stored in the plant level, but least data we will be having from our storage location. Like we will be not having much information from the storage location level, like how the material is getting stored or how they are getting out of the storage location. Those kind of idea we will be not getting in the SAP MM, right? So for that, storage location is our least organization structure. We have top organization label as a purchasing organization because all of the activity will happen under a purchasing organization. Let's say you are creating a purchase order, you will be having purchase organization. Let's say you will be having some creating some contract, you will be there, you will be having purchase organization defined. Let's say you are having some let's say you are storing something, then also you will be having your purchase organization over there. So basically purchase organization is our most important organization structure, and it is the top organization structure for SAP MM. Okay, understood these two differences? This is important from your interview perspective. Normally sometimes you will be getting these kind of questions like what is the SAP organization structure and what is the MM organization structure. Because let's say whenever they are asking you as an implementation perspective, in the implementation perspective they are asking what the organization structure you have configured. Then if you are saying like I have configured the company code, I have done the like any kind of thing, like you are saying, on basis of that they will be asking like is it a SAP MM organization structure, did you configure the company code also? So those kind of things you need to understand, like we don't configure any kind of company codes or anything. Maybe in the practice time whenever we are going to practice, because we are practicing in a dummy server, we're going to practice in a dummy server. So there we have to configure all of the things. But when you are going to a real scenario, real working scenario, there will be, you will be not be in a scope to do all this activity, like you are defining the company code, you are defining the shipping point, many things are there, you are not defining all of the things. You will be only going to configure, or you are only responsible for configuring whatever inside the scope is there. Okay, so need to understand this, needs to be confident on this, and needs to be clear on this. While you are getting question in the interview, you need to answer it likewise. Okay, understood? Perfect. Okay, so we have organization structure. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. It's a Mayur.
Mhm.
For a company code, most of I have saw like F5 peoples are trying to create, right? So
Yes, right. Because
is
in the slide itself, I have said you like because all the company codes will be having some financial related things, like financial related data will be stored in the company code label. Okay, so that's why it is coming under your FI scope. So your company
okay,
code data, like if you are maintaining the vendor also, so in the vendor also there will be some parts are related to your purchasing, and some parts are related to the accounting related. So those accounting related information will be configured by your FI side. If there is any error or any issues are coming inside the finance side, so they will be looking into it. If there is any kind of issues that are coming inside the, let's say, purchasing side, then you need to look into it. Okay.
okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's go to the SAP data, right? So what are the types of data in SAP? So normally we have four types of data in SAP. So first one is, as we have seen, organization data, right? So first we have seen the organization structure. So these, all of the organization structure will have some data. So that is called the organization data. So inside this, you will be having company code, right? Plant, store, purchase organization, purchase group. All of the things will be coming under your organization data. So whatever organization are there, every data is called as a organization data. Okay. Second one is called master data. Okay. So what is a master data? Let's say you are having a material, you are having a vendor or supplier. Okay. So these kind of things you need to set up once at a time. So you are only setting it once. After that you don't need to like change anything, like you can change, but you cannot, like you don't have to create each day one new material, each day one new material, each day one new vendor. You will be not creating those kind of things. So these are called the master data. So master data are responsible to create any kind of like whatever transaction or whatever things you are doing. So for that, basically you need the master data. Okay. So next, the third thing will come as a transaction data. Okay. So next come to transaction data. So to perform any kind of transaction, let's say you are creating any purchase order, or you are creating any sales order, or anything you are creating. Okay. So to perform any kind of activity or any kind of transactions, you need both organization data and master data to be configured first. then you can proceed for the transactional data. And these transactional data you can create on a daily basis, like purchase order you can create on daily, sales order you can create on daily basis, you can create different sales order, you can create different purchase order. But these kind of organization data and master data you are not creating on a daily basis, but whenever you are starting your project or whenever you are starting the SAP, then one time setup needs to be done for this company code, material, vendor, supplier, or let's say any kind of different kinds of master data are there, we'll be looking into it. So you will only set up once while you are using the master data and the organization data. Okay, but the transactional data you can have it like on a daily basis, you can create some transactional data, you can perform some transaction that will store your data. Okay, the next one comes to fourth number is reports. So on the basis of your transactional data, whatever transactions you have performed, like you have created some POs, you have created some PR, you have created some sales order, you have done some sales and all the things you have done. So for that, you need to keep a track of it, like how much POs has been created, how much materials we have been received, or how much materials are there yet to be received. So all these kind of things you need to have it as a report. So for that we need some reports to be done or reports to be captured, right? So once you are having all this kind of data like organization structure, master data and transactional data, then you can go for the reports. You can fetch the reports from there, whatever data is available as per the, let's say, your organization structure. Let's say you are looking for some POs, what are open POs are there for some purchasing organization, for some plants, or for some let's say purchasing organization, you need to check the POs. Okay, on the basis of vendors also you can check the PO list. So these kind of reports you can access, or you can create some reports as per your requirement. So these are basically four types of data that we need or that we use in SAP. So first one is organization data, second one is master data. So normally these two data are set up once while we are starting our system, that will be set up once. Maybe you can add a company code or you can add a plant in your let's say in your upcoming project, or let's say your company is acquiring some other plants. Okay, so your plant or your company is acquiring some other plant, they are also going to start to use the SAP. So now in that case you can create a new plant, you can create the whole organization structure, and you can push all the material from one location to another location. You can do it likewise, but this is only a one time activity. Like your master data and organization data, this is only one time of activity. Whenever you are starting some process, at that point of time you need to have all this data. So once you are having these two setup, then you can perform the transactional data. Once you are performing all of these three things, then you can go for the reports. Understood? So I believe that will be enough for today. We'll be connect again on tomorrow, right?